Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nubbraids. We are on the test server, and in today's video, we're going to be testing out the AIlil rework that has come to the game. I'm very excited for this one. What has changed with AIlil? Well, simple enough. His A1 now does more damage. His A3 now does more damage, and his A2 same damage attack multiplier as before, but it now does ignore 25% defense more, which is really, really cool. Now, as you guys know, I do have AIlil on the live server, so this was actually footage right here from the live server, and we are going to duplicate this almost exactly. I've got a different build on Lazaria, so it doesn't actually matter. I switched him on live to a speed build. But to put it in context, this was AIlil from before. That's his A2. I did 2 tests, one with Helm Smasher and one without. Luckily, I got it on the second try. So that was without a Helm Smasher. And then this is with, and we're going to go and test this out directly. And just to get a feel for how much his damage has gone up. So we did 116,000 damage there. So let's go in. Let's try the exact same team. I have not tested this yet. And I'm interested to see what it's going to be. Thankfully, the test server is actually the same rotation, which is lovely. So we'll put in the Yumiko as well, just for fun, just to keep him company. Let's go. Let's see what AIlil can do. Now, one downside of the test server, relics do not copy across to the live game. So, you are welcome. I have to spend 320 flaming chicken nuggets to remove the cat's gaze from him, which I do run on the live server. Right, let's go in. We'll lock him out. Yeah, we'll buff up. And let's see, 1 time speed. So again, before, this was doing 116 or 68k. That was non-Helm Smasher. Here we go. Let's see how he does this time. So 25% defense ignore is apparently absolutely bonkers. Holy shit. Wow. Well, that is a massive. Now, here's the thing, guys. That's an absolutely insane buff. I can tell you, I actually used AIlil a lot. He already usually murders everyone with his A2 in arena anyway. Even high-end live arena, he usually murders everyone. Let's try it again. 250. Jeez, wow. We'll run this back a couple. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Well, I've broken the team? Yeah. Okay, well, I'll slap him back in. He usually kills anyone anyway. This is going to make it easier, for sure. And I think one thing about this, for the multipliers, it might make it a lot easier, definitely, to run him faster, right? I've got mine running at only like 170 speed because of his passive, but you could potentially run him faster. You could run him in worse gear if he's way overkilling. 230 there. I mean, we'll do another couple of runs just to see if... Yeah, I don't know. Is this... are we just triggering Helm Smasher every time, or is it just that's how much damage it does? It's kind of nuts. Yeah, I mean, 230 was the lowest. I'll run it a couple more times. Hang on. Okay, there we go. We got... So this shows you how insane it is when you stack Ignore Defense. So, with the Helm Smasher, it was like 230 to 250. Here, Helm Smasher did not proc. We did, I think, 99,000. So, this is pretty similar damage. Pretty similar to his this was before, right? This was his weak hit before, 68k. Now he's doing 99k. He's doing almost 50% more because of that Ignore Defense. And on his max hit, it went from what? It basically doubled, right? I guess that's actually nuts. On his big hit, how hard was he hitting again? Remind me. 116. So it like double the damage on his big hit. If we put Cat's Gaze on him, again, he does not have Cat's Gaze for either of these, that extra Ignore Defense or Gems with Ignore Defense, this number will go even higher. Like I said, his A2 is now monstrously strong. It's actually insane. Oh, by the way, he does have a 5-star blessing on the test server. He's only got a 4-star on live, but that extra accuracy doesn't do anything. And the extra lightning shield is going to make him a tiny bit better in arena, but it's not a big difference. Let's see his AoE then. So his A2 is disgustingly strong. You know, you guys probably knew that. Ignore Defense is crazy strong. Shocker, he's so much stronger. Let's see his A3. 1 time speed. So again, actually just to set the context, over here is A3 on the live game. came in. Kabam was doing 49. So about roughly around 50,000 without Helm Smasher, and with Helm Smasher, 81,000. Cool. He does have, by the way, 6 pieces of Merciless. So he already has that 35% defense ignore. That's why the Helm Smasher is particularly strong, because it stacks very well. Let's see him here. He's going to be doing 57 to like 90. Like 57 to like 90. So it's a decent increase. Not crazy, but decent. So we got more Helm Smasher procs there. But yeah, so we've gone... It's a bit more... It looks to me to be about 10 or 12%. Maybe somewhere along the lines of like a 10 to 15% roughly damage increase. So his A3 is not a massive buff. I forgot to test his A1. I'm guessing it's somewhat similar. I guess we should test it for the purposes of testing, huh? We should probably test it just to make sure. So let's do that. Hang on. Let's test out his A1. So A1, we'll hit this guy. 47k. I'll run it back a couple of times, find out what the Helm Smasher or non-Helm Smasher hit would be. This is probably non. Okay, it's 75,000. 75k with Helm Smasher. You can see the damage number here, 75. We're doing like 45 to 75k. Let me switch back to the live game, and we'll try out AIlil there and compare directly. Okay, so here we go. We're on the live server. Let's try it out. Yeah, okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not expecting a huge down. I'm expecting probably about 10% more here as well. So I'm expecting like 50 to 80 something thousand. We'll see. I left Yumiko out. Why not? Boost up. So just A1. 44. It's almost the same. Almost the same. I'll run this again. See if we get the Helm Smasher. Bearing in mind, you do have, 43. So it's certainly a little bit lower. It might only be like a 5%. It seems like actually quite small. Yeah, you do have a little bit of damage variance. What is it, like 5% damage variance either way? 69. So his A1 seems... Yeah, so it was like 69 versus 75. 75 on the test server. So the test server version is a tiny bit more powerful, but I think not in a way that you'll particularly notice. Wait, let's jump back over to the test server. Let's see him in some actual fights. But yeah, short summary though, before we jump in. A1, minor increase, not particularly noticeable. I guess because it stacks up the damage, the damage increase will become a little bit more noticeable over time. But I think it's not a huge difference on the A1. Seems small, like 5 to 10% more damage. The A3, a bit more of a damage increase, maybe about 10% more damage, which is nice. I'm a little disappointed there. I feel like the biggest buff AIlil needed was actually to this A3. This does not have great multipliers. It's quite reliant on actually flipping increased defense or strength into the other versions to do huge damage. It can still work. It's still enough damage for AoE. And the 10% is nice, but we could have done with a little bit more. I feel like they're a little bit low here. Now, his A2, there's no question. They have buffed this through the roof. This move is a monster. The thing is, this move was already extremely strong on the live game because they buffed it before to properly ignore Stone Skin. But now it's much better. I would say now, with like a top tier, I would be surprised if anything can really survive this in high-end arena. Perhaps in Taris maybe still can. Because of his passive, but I think generally speaking, this should one-shot pretty much anyone, and even without amazing gear, it should still do the job. I mean, to be fair, I'm used to playing AIlil with a Cat's Gaze, now only rank 3, but still, so I'm used to some ignore defense, so this will sort of make it so that it's more accessible, like even a lethal AIlil should probably be able to pull off one-shots pretty consistently. This is a nice buff. I feel like maybe these could have done with a bit more, but yeah, there's no question that this A2 got a massive buff, right? Let's see him in action. So hit refresh and we'll go. So let's go. Where's my AIlil team? Let's just make sure it's set up correctly. Yeah, this looks about right. Cool. And I haven't set them up like this. Great. I've been messing around with my arena teams a bit on live, so we'll see. But Rotus, obviously, we can't one-shot either. We'll manual the first couple just to see him. But the theory of this particular team is, and the advantage of AIlil that you have to understand, we haven't talked about his passive much, he gains 10% turn meter whenever you apply buffs. So if we apply like 3 buffs with Sifi, the dude gets like 30% turn meter. This means you can build AIlil to be extremely, extremely slow, and he'll still take turns pretty consistently. But it does mean you need buff-heavy champions. So for me, he actually is really good on my account because I've got Lazarius and Sifi. They're really good buffers to put with him. He gets loads of buffs, and he actually becomes really tanky. Check out his passive. His passive is just amazing. So 10% turn meter when he receives a buff. I've also given him Lightning Cage. That's another buff. Really cool. But he also gets 2,000 HP and 100 defense for every 1,000 attack he has. So he actually becomes very tanky. Like if we give him 10,000 attack, which is relatively achievable with increased attack, I have him with 9,000 attack without increased attack. With 10k attack, he gets 20,000 more HP and 1,000 more defense. It adds up to make him a bit tankier than you'd expect him to be. Let's see the one shot and one speed. Bam, 142,000 against that Sifi. That will do. And he, by the way, he gives himself Stone Skin if he kills somebody, which is nice. All right, we're coming back around to his turn in a second. See if we can strip some of their buffs. Sleep him, I suppose. Oh, he cleanses it off anyway. Whack him a couple of times. Maybe AIlil can kill it. Right, let's see his AoE then. And the 1-time speed. Gonna kill them all. Bam, like 100k. I don't know how strong that team is in terms of gear. That hit pretty hard. Here's a much tankier team. Let's see this one on auto. Let's see it. Let's see it, see it, see it. So yeah, Taras and Marishka. Scary. Nice thing about AIlil is, obviously the UDK is going to block us here. And let's actually target. So Sifi missed her turn. That's bad. So Sifi will get her turn here. He's getting lots of stuff, but he missed his turn because of the... Bit annoying there. The fear messed up the Sifi. Hopefully we'll still be able to push through. We might get one shot here. Yep, we got one shot, and then she's probably going to die. So, well, I guess we'll bring Lazarius back, but I'm not sure if we're going to cut in. We might just lose this one. Our team is not well designed for this. But let's see. Perfect example. Ultimate Death Knight. This is actually great just to test. An Ultimate Death Knight. He did have Reaction. Reaction would have messed us up. But let's see. Can he one-shot an Ultimate Death Knight? 138,000. No problem. Ultimate Death Knight. No problem. And the Stone Skin buff is kind of nice to keep him alive there. So, yeah, I mean, we'll take it. We'll push the Taras turn meter back. We don't have increased attack anymore, which is bad. And sadly, with Marishka... Oh, here we go. This is a good test. No increased attack. No increased attack. Can we one-shot Marishka? No. When we did 70,000 plus... So we almost killed her, but we didn't actually... See if we can get Hex over on him. See if we can sleep him. Actually be nice. Try survive. That's interesting. This actually should be kind of good for us. So, there's a chance here that we just kill them with AIlil. Does he have Polymorph is a question. He does. He's got lots of Polymorph. Will we get this? Turn into a sheep. You hate to see it. So I think we're just dead. I think we just leave this battle. We got killed by Polymorph. If it weren't for the Polymorph, we would have killed them. Definitely something that you could do is you could run AIlil in like 4-piece lethal, 4-piece pinpoint. Might be kind of spicy. I believe the pinpoint buff would give him 10% turn meter at the start. It will protect him from Polymorph. It's definitely something you can do. Yes, definitely something you can do. I mean, let's test it against this team. Sure. Let's give it a go. We'll test a few different teams here. But yeah, so he was not able to one-shot a Marishka. This is even post-buff without the increased attack. And we did like 90,000 damage to her, but she had a really big shield. I think she had the strength in. So yeah. We weren't able to push through there, unfortunately. We're giving her a lot of turns. That's certainly not ideal. Let's see if we can just strip their buffs, slow him down at least a little bit. He's back, but I think he just dies. Yep, he just dies there. Let's see if we can... Actually see if we can just polymorph this guy. Bring AIlil back. He'll get some turn meter. He got his turn meter pushed back. I think he could probably one-shot them. Let's see if we can just kill her so he lives. Oh, no, never mind. But yeah, we could come in here. We could say Sifi's a problem. 161k against Sifi. We'll sheep him so he can't do anything. Oh, we've got to trigger his counterattack, which is bad, so we don't wake this guy up. But we reflected that. Okay, so we're fine. And AIlil should really finish them off at this point. In fact, we could flip him over and we'll be good. But yeah, I mean, his A2 is strong. Is strong. That we didn't kill that Marishka. I don't think it was a plus. No, it's just a 6-star Marishka. But yeah, just with her shield and her strength, and he couldn't kill her. Let's try this. We might just get outsped and killed. We'll give it a go. We will give it a go. Yeah, he's a good champ. I feel like AIlil is better than people thought. Hang on. Let's try it again. Let's see if we don't get. We lost to the Tower Sphere right there. We'll give it one more go. If we lose to the Tower Sphere again, I think we might still die anyway because I don't actually have. I've got a speedless Arius now on the actual live game, but he's still quite slow here in this. So she got feared. Oh, she missed it. Okay, we're not gonna just lose to the Tower Sphere over and over. 6-star polymorph becomes a bit of a Towers counter. Let's see this fight, sure. But yeah, AIlil becomes quite good, right? For a target, a damage dealer who can probably one-shot almost anyone through Stone Skin. 200,000 damage there. He does massive damage on the A2, and then he gives himself Stone Skin. So in these sort of speed teams, he's very strong. If you had a Shu Zhen, you can give him an instant turn. Again, very, very strong. Give him an instant turn. Even his AoE is quite. I mean, that's this team might not have. We got the Taurus thing again. I'm just curious. Will he? Let's find his team without Stone Skin. Maybe. No. Okay, still a lot there. Ooh, he's countered his A1 against Taurus. Does, as we can see, almost nothing. It's a bit sad actually. Let's see against her. This is a good test. One great thing about him is he does have no affinity problem, so he can still, in theory, kill her. I mean, let's see. Can he kill her? Yep, 200. Wow. Boom. Dead. Give him more turn meter. Great. Let them outrun their Stone Skins. Why not? We'll put a thing on Taurus. Why not? Oh, that's not good. The horse, he stripped off the Stone Skin. It's a bit scary, but we are still alive, thankfully. Heal up a little bit. See if we can strip their buffs, strip some of them. Strip off his damage reduction. And this is cool. So does he have any polymorph? No. Good. So we will actually hit this Taurus pretty hard. We've no increase attack, but we will change. Watch this. We change his increased defense into decreased defense, which is kind of cool. But it didn't actually play. Why did it not place? That's a bit weird. That's very strange. I don't quite understand actually why it didn't place that. That's weird. I don't know. Someone explain that to me. Some relic or something? I don't know what's happening there. Sleep the Taurus seems like a good strategy. You can push his turn meter back. And I think we just kill him over here like this. So we triggered his instant turn, but we kill her. Can he survive a hit for... I think she's gone A1. Oh, yeah, he tanks it. So, yeah, we take him down. Decent A1 against her. Yeah, the guy's got good utility. He can one-shot people through Stone Skin, no problem. He's reasonably tanky. There's no question with AIlil that he's got a great kit. The question really is his damage good enough? And I think it certainly is. Again, yeah, that's sort of it. In summary, I'd love to see him do more damage on his A3. I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity. Let's see, can he one-shot through ally protection? A bit of a missed opportunity. Can he one-shot? This guy's got a big shield. Dead horse. Dead horse. The dude, there's no question. His A2 is more than fit for purpose. It's a massive ignore Stone Skin. Very consistent, massive damage. Georgid can not trigger his passive. AIlil will be more consistent than Georgid. Compared to He-Man, AIlil is void, so he won't have bad affinity matchups against force affinity enemies. His A2 is brilliant. His A3, polymorph magnet still. Yeah, it's definitely... like, even there, he didn't quite do enough damage to kill the Torment. I mean, there's a huge difference between Helm Smasher and not, even still, but same thing for everyone. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, that's a scary team right there. Who do we even try to kill here? So this is scary because they are immune to lockout. Can't lock them out. I don't know. I wonder how much damage will the Hex do? So I guess we try one-shot that guy. We killed him for what that's worth. We can sleep him for what that's worth. Can we lock him out now? Yeah, because we killed the faction unity. We can lock him out now. That's good. That is good information to have. I'm gonna see actually. Ooh, can we just kill this guy? That would make life easier. This makes life a lot easier. Aha. Wow, we take down a scary team. Cool. AIlil. Yeah, boom, big damage. Yeah, there you go. Let me know, guys, what you think of AIlil. I think he's really good. I actually thought he was quite good before this. He does basically everything the same. Just his A2 hitting that much harder makes it, number one, much easier to one-shot people. You need less gear to do more damage. I think because this hits so hard, it does open up an interesting potential to not be as reliant on Merciless, that you could do like 4-piece lethal and 4-piece pinpoint to give him some protection from crowd control and give him some protection from polymorph. Could be interesting, right? You come in, one-shot someone, give him Stone Skin, and then he's sat with Stone Skin and Intercept. It's kind of cool. So it's definitely a potential build that's very good. I definitely, by the way, I would absolutely run Lightning Cage on him. Number one, this is a buff, which will give him turn meter, which is great, but it will also protect buffs, which is really strong. Especially increase attack is very powerful on him, because increase attack is giving him effectively way more HP and way more defense. I mean, just pay attention in this fight, just to his base stat. Let's just brief fight someone. Anyone here that we haven't fought? YST. Pay attention to, look at his HP bar. So look at that. We just see his HP go up because of his attack. Wait for him to get increased attack here. Increase attack, and the HP bar grows even more, right? He's getting a lot of defensive stats from that. Wow, he did 64,000 to Harima, who's reducing the ignore defense. He just sort of ripped through her. It's actually really not bad. But yeah, I'm a fan of AIlil. I think he's good. Here's his AoE, probably, unless he got his A2 back. No, AoE, not too bad, considering there's a Harima and a Duchess on the enemy team. He just really ripped through them. Yeah, I think he's great. I think he's great. I get to the build, by the way, my build for him is I do have a Cat's Gaze on him, and I do think I would still run Cat's Gaze. You're really going to go crazy with the damage, but any good attack relic is going to work. I have him in the 6-piece Merciless. That ignore defense stacks so well with Helm Smasher and the ignore defense on his A2. It's probably still the way to go, but definitely do consider 4-piece lethal, 4-piece pinpoint, and basically loads of attack, lots of crit damage. The reason you can get his stats so high, he's got very high base attack, but also he really doesn't need much speed. Because of his passive, he really does not need much speed, so you can build him easily a good bit slower than a typical damage dealer. Like for me, I'm aiming for 250 minimum. 250 speed minimum for live arena, and often I'd want to even go up as high as 300 for an arena damage dealer. With AIlil, I kind of feel like 170, depending on how many buffs you've got, 170 to like 220 maybe. So you're effectively, I would say, effectively running him about 80 speed slower than a normal damage dealer. And if you've got 80 speed to spare in substats, number one, you can use a different type of gear than you use for your other attack nukers. And yeah, you're using gear that's going to push his damage much higher, and he actually ends up being very strong. So yeah, I think he's actually a good Void Legendary now. I have been using him before. I will keep using him. That's it. Thanks for watching. That's my AIlil propaganda video done. I am an AIlil stan. Shameless, but I think he's good. I like him a lot. I think he's really good. I think a bit more of a buff to his A3 would have been nice, but he's certainly good enough to do the job. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.